I'm working on it. I was having connection issues. It's not letting me do it with the dual screen, so I'm going to have to do it to my own page. Guess where we're at? I got hit right in the front. Yeah, I was sitting right over there. See, that's the tornado damage. That's some of the roof that took out my window. Oh, wow. Was the I saw you taking those corners and you were like going way out, and I'm just chilling. Damn. That's purely crap. That's easy. That's easy. I have a compass on my. Yeah, these are southeasterlies. That's good news. We're getting really fast. Probably stop at the gate. All right, guys. Oh, shit. All right. Turn my camera off. All right, can y'all hear me? Guys, why the heck can we not... Ooh. I can't tell if the stream is up or not. I'm trying to pull it up on myself. Y'all send me a message through chat if y'all can see it. See if it'll pop up on my screen. Yes. Here we go. Alright, I think we're good to go, at least momentarily, for my stream. Alright. Cool. Awesome. So from where we're at, we are going to keep going east and north. First of all, we are going to go to Mendenhall. I think that's an overall good place to go. I think, yes. Let's go to Mendenhall. We are currently in Georgetown, just in front of that tornado warned line segment. All right, let's ride. Hopefully we keep service. It is not the best out here, I gotta tell you. What do you mean 30 minutes? That must mean the road's terrible. All right. Let's ride. Let's put on my seatbelt like a good citizen. Ooh, not yet. DeSoto County. Remind me, I cannot look at my phone right now. Or at least get on the maps. Is DeSoto County in the Delta? If you're in the Delta, then your answer is yes. This will be the line of storms. Currently headed east from Georgetown toward Mendenhall. We're going to try to stay ahead of this line. It's sort of building upscale. These discrete supercells are rapidly diminishing into the line. They're kind of becoming embedded, somewhat embedded supercells. Not quite all by themselves, but not quite just a part of the line segment. DeSoto is not Delta. Give me 1 second. Oh, so that's the far northwest, okay. So south of Memphis. Yes, this is going to be your line that's moving in right now if you're in the western part of the state. Double check radar just to make sure. Yeah, you should be getting just a huge blob of rain right now. Should be pretty wet. Should be pretty wet. Might be wet for another hour or so, but once that clears out, you're good. I think you're going to get out of this without any severe weather. Excuse me if my service cuts in and out. We are currently in the backwoods of the central Mississippi forest, so service may cut in and out, but just bear with me. promise it'll be tornado time soon, or at least when we get up on this, if they maintain it. No, it looks like they already dropped it. So it's just a severe thunderstorm warning at this point. But that line, those discrete cells out in front are quickly merging with the line. So once we get to Mendenhall, I believe we'll get a good idea of which way we need to drop, whether it be northeast or southeast. See which part of the line is performing, or we feel like has the best chance. So you're getting a front row seat of what storm chasing is. A whole bunch of driving. Stream's going to be going in and out while I'm in these. Hopefully when I get closer to a population center, it'll get a little bit better, but it'll probably be choppy in and out while we're back here. Service. We got a new scan. Okay, we're keeping ahead of this thing pretty well. Keeping ahead of it pretty well. South of Jackson, headed toward Mendenhall, in between Georgetown and Mendenhall. That is where I'm at. I am south of I-20, headed east-northeast. And from there, we're going to make a choice whether to go northeast or southeast. We're going to have to commit to one of them. We'll take a look at the thermodynamics once we get there, kind of see how the environment's evolved. No, it's not bad in Kansas. I just wish I was in Kansas so I could actually see something. It's a lot easier to chase over there. See for about 10 miles, the roads are gridded. Makes perfect sense. You can drive 1 mile east, 1 mile north, stay perfectly ahead of a storm. Instead of here, we have trees. Lots of trees. Endless trees, almost. Luckily, luckily I got something to counter that if we get close on a storm. If we get close on a storm, I got a nice pretty little drone sitting up here we're going to have to send up and see if we can get a look at it. But luckily we haven't had a storm yet worthy of getting the drone up for it yet, so hopefully it continues to be like that. We'll turn left here at this stop sign. Better service, at least generally. Ooh, a little bumpy on the roads. But luckily so far we haven't had anything worth of note east of the river for us to go track. As far as I'm aware, we have no confirmed tornadoes east of the river. Hopefully that is a trend that will stay. Lake Mississippi. It's a great question. Give me just a moment here to get an idea where that is. That is near Newton and Scott counties. That is on I-20. If I remember Newton, that's toward the east side, closer to Meridian, if I remember correctly. I got a tornado there a couple of years ago. That corridor, I would say right along the I-20 corridor, you're probably going to see some damaging wind and at least somewhat of a tornado threat, which is to be determined. We have yet to realize the tornado threat, but it's very possible as these storms keep going east, get a little bit better moisture up into it. It's very possible that you could be dealing with some sort of tornado threat. So, we are entering Panola, Mississippi. That's where we are right now. On the way to Mendenhall. Your time frame for the I-20 corridor, at least in Lake, probably going to be within the next hour or so, hour or two, maybe hour and a half, somewhere in there. That's when your time frame is going to be. So it's going to be a line of storms. It's going to be a consolidated line of storms. It's going to be in and out fairly quickly, probably within about 30 minutes. Once it's in, 30 minutes should go by. And once that line of storms is gone, you should be good for the night. Hello, Mr. Ivan Hopper. Greetings. I might, when we get to Mendenhall, I might go ahead and throw my drone up just to see if I can get a long-range look at this thing, just to see how surface-based it is. That's going to be the key. If it's looking pretty close to the ground, then I'm going to know that the line's just about ready to go, tornado-wise, if it's going to do it. The closer it is to the ground, the more likely it is to produce a tornado. And the question thus far, that environment just hasn't been there. We just haven't had that moisture migrate far enough north, thankfully. So I might go ahead and toss my drone up just to get a quick look at it. I will say, not quite clearing. It's still pretty cloudy. There's pretty dense cloud cover above, but it's starting to get a little more sunshine through the clouds. So it's definitely a sign we're starting to get that solar heating in at the peak heating of the day. Peak heating of the day is about 3 or 4, so we're right there in that time frame. It's a lot brighter outside than it was even just a little bit ago. Yeah, no storm shelters in the area. Hopefully we won't need one, us in particularly, but I see a lot of mobile homes out here. I hope people out here got a plan. That's the biggest way you can protect yourself against severe weather, is just have a plan. If you know your home is very susceptible to tornadoes, like a mobile home, just make sure you have in the back of your mind when you get that warning where you're going to go. And if you're, say, 5-10 miles away from a sturdy shelter, on severe weather days, it's not a bad idea to go take a night out on the town, or somewhere, a night with a friend, somewhere you know that you're going to be safe. That's the best way, just from my experience, to do that. So hopefully these people around here got a plan, and hopefully they won't need to use it. Hopefully we won't have any tornadoes, especially tornadoes that damage homes. As I said, I'm perfectly happy taking the scenic route. I hope I see nothing. Seems like that line's getting ready to cross I-55 right about now. So, if you know where I-55 is relative to your location, if you're here in this chat, just make a mental note of where that line of storms currently is. Sitting over I-55, pretty vertically stacked. I mean, it's pretty north-south along I-55. About 3 or 4 minutes, we're going to get where we're going, and we're going to see if we can stick my drone up in the air. The wind again. These gradient winds are nothing to mess with. Absolutely not. I was sitting in a parking lot earlier, and I just had a gust come in. It felt at least 50. I felt like, that feeling when you're in a car, you get a strong gust, it kind of feels like you're rocking a little bit. I got that feeling, and it hit really hard. Surprised the power lines or the power boxes didn't spark like they usually do. So gradient winds are definitely a big deal today. The non-thunderstorm winds. I can't tell you how many branches I've seen on the road just from the gradient winds knocking these things down. It's one bad thing about living out here in the sticks, is it doesn't take much to block off a road. Like I said before, I'm completely happy seeing nothing. I stopped in Madison while I was on I-55 earlier. I found a Whataburger. I didn't know there was a Whataburger within 250 miles of me. I saw it. I about wrecked because I was trying to turn right so fast. I about wrecked when I saw that Whataburger. I had to get in there and take advantage. They got some good food, man. So, if I see nothing, I at least got to come get Whataburger. So it's a win in my book. Wow, a lot of trees down on the side of the road. If y'all are listening on the radar page, I'm not sure if James has me pulled up or not, but if y'all are coming to me from the North Mississippi Storm Chaser page, make sure y'all go in that chat, let James know what a good job he does. He's there most of the night. He does such a great job. He answers most of the questions by himself all night. He's relentlessly committed. So make sure, if y'all are over here giving me support, make sure y'all go drop a comment over there and tell him what a good job he's doing. some love over there for him. We are approaching 45 minutes on the live, and we have yet to get in front of a storm. Beautiful. Come on. There you go. That car didn't have its lights on. Not a good idea in the rain. I might not have saw you. I'm clumsy. There we go. Alright, we're getting into the city limits of Mendenhall. Got about 1 minute before we get pulled over. Go ahead and turn right here. Mendenhall. Looks like a perfect place for us to park, right there in front of us. Look at there. Marketplace. Oh, look at this cute little grocery store. You only find these in the deep south, I gotta tell you that. There we go. Alright. So if y'all give me a minute, give me just a couple of minutes, I'm gonna go get my drone up and I'll let you know what I see once I get this bird eye view. I'll be right back, guys. So bear with me. Go take you a bathroom break or get you a snack. I'll be back in probably about 5 minutes. All right, guys, really good news. Really, really good news. It is currently elevated, very elevated. That might not be the case for the rest of the night, right? You know, but we'll take what we can get right now. These storms look very elevated and look unlikely, at least in the near future, to produce a tornado. So that's the good news. Really good news. Go ahead and put my drone up and we'll start taking a look at radar. Seems the moisture still has yet to make it up to interact with the squall line. And hopefully that remains the case for the rest of the night. I'll send some pictures in our team chat, see if James can get a picture up on the page so y'all can see what I'm talking about. But great news. Great news. Let me go ahead and report it. Let's go ahead. Craft album. Elevated on this line. Awesome news. Edit. Let's go ahead and crop this, get it in the chat. Let's go ahead and crop it. This image. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, let's take a look at the radar and see where we are. Still got some time to organize. Reflectivity. All right, so where are we? We are in Mendenhall. Now the question is, do we go north to Puckett? See, Raleigh has a south option to Mize. I think... Do we just go straight east of Raleigh? Let me see. 22 miles, that ain't bad.
There we go.
All right. By the way, don't forget I'm live streaming.
What?
Don't forget I'm live streaming.
Yep.
But, so we got a choice here. We can either go southeast to McGee. We can go east to Mize, but it's a pretty, or Raleigh, I should say. That's a pretty long way. It's about 30 minutes. Or we can go northeast to Puckett.
I was thinking more McGee based on what I saw.
I kind of agree because there's an eastern option you can take to Mize, then you can shoot back up north to Raleigh if you have to.
Yeah.
Since this portion of the line looks nowhere near ready to go, I think I agree with you, buddy. All right. I say we go to McGee and then get another bird in the sky.
Yep.
Let me plug in my drone real quick, let that be charging. There it is. We don't run out of battery in that bad boy. Now let's go to McGee. Beautiful. So here's the good news, guys. From when I had the bird in the sky, the storms looked elevated. There's no current tornado warnings at all. That is the good news that we're looking at as of 3:07 p.m. And we're going to go ahead and book it southeast to the next town and then get the bird in the sky again. Yeah, we just stopped in Mendenhall and got my bird in the sky. Got a good look at the line. As of right now, as of 3:07, it looks pretty elevated from what I could see. Looks like we still got a little ways to go before it's tornado time. So hopefully it remains that way, but that's what we saw with my bird in the sky. We're currently dropping southeast to McGee, and then we are going to get my bird up again and see how it looks. Sorry, I was talking to my my Zello group. Oh, we're dropping south. I hope this is a 4-lane. Is that? Oh, left my. So we got about 12 minutes. Stratiform rain out ahead of this thing. Another sign that we're not pulling in warm moist inflow like we normally would be if this was a higher end day. So just good news after good news so far for southern Mississippi. Lots of stratiform rain ahead of this thing. Like to see the line consolidate, maybe get more of a laminar forward edge if I was looking for tornadoes, right? It's looking very messy in the inflow region where this storm is going to have to pull in warm moist air. Visually on reflectivity it looks good as far as the core itself, but it's also right over the radar. Might be getting an over dense sample of it. Yes, a 4-lane. I'm so happy right now. It's good to be back on a 4-lane. You're more likely to have at least somewhat better service. You ain't got to worry about as many curves. You can go highway speeds. Get out ahead of this thing. We're doing pretty well. I don't think this thing is moving relatively fast. Oh, never. Whoa, no. Oh, yeah, it's moving 45 still. So the fact that it's still moving 45 is letting me know that it's not. The front hasn't surged yet. Once that front surges, it should latch onto the mean wind pretty well. You should start seeing those 50, 60 mile per hour motions. We're headed southeast on Highway 49 in between, that'll be Mendenhall and I believe McGee. Yep, McGee. That is our current location. want to sample a little bit like the southern portion of this line. Seems like a lot of other chasers are focused in on the I-55 corridor just south of Brookhaven, in between Brookhaven and Macomb. Visually, it doesn't look very impressive on radar. Let me see if I got another radar that can sample that. Actually, now that I look at it, that's actually not a bad corridor. Seems to be some rear flank downdraft. Looks a lot more laminar. It's clearing out some of that that stratiform precip in the forward flank. So there's currently not a tornado warning in place, but I would say if you live near Liberty, I would definitely be on the lookout. Make sure you got a way to get those warnings. Or if you know somebody that lives near Liberty, or down the line between, let's say, Magnolia, Macomb, what's that? Osika, something along those lines, along I-55 south of Brookhaven. I would definitely be ready or prepared to receive a tornado warning just in case. That's down there in the better moisture. It's a little bit closer to those more favorable dynamics. So, of all the areas along this line I see, that looks best. We are currently a little too far north to be able to get to that thing. However, if those are starting to be able to do it, definitely need to be keeping a lookout once we get to McGee. I feel like we're going to be taking this southeast track from McGee probably to Mount Olive and then Collins and Seminary. That's probably the line we're going to take. This is the portion of the line that decides to do the thing. Getting word that our Kosciuszko tower cam is currently down due to a power hit. Oh, not surprising given the severity of just the gradient winds, the non-thunderstorm winds. Ooh, we got a new tornado warning in. I think that's for what we just called out. Wait for it to load on my screen. I'm pretty sure that's Pike, Western Pike. Pike is along I-55. Yep, that's exactly what it's for. Tornado warning for the I-55 corridor. If you are in Macomb, Summit, let's go ahead and get your safe place. Let's go ahead and get your safe place. Let me go ahead and check correlation coefficient. I don't see anything currently on the ground as I'm telling you this, but it's a tornado warning. It's a highly sheared environment. It's kind of got that look to it. Rear flank downdraft curving around. Certainly needs to be taken seriously, especially in that environment. So if you live in Liberty, Summit, Macomb, make sure you're in your tornado safe place. Or if you know somebody in those areas, make sure you call them. Get them to their tornado safe place. A lot of chasers around it, so if that thing puts anything on the ground, we're going to know about it. We're going to know about it pretty quickly. Yep, that velocity seems to be wrapping up just a little bit. So just make sure you're in your tornado safe place. You are in Summit or Macomb along the I-55 corridor south of Brookhaven. Alright, and we have made it to McGee. Perfect, I love Storm Chaser's best friend right here. $394? You're kidding. No way. That's obscene. What is this, Illinois? No, okay, $247. That's a lot better. That must have been premium. That gave me a heart attack. So while we're here at this Love's, I'll take a little more in-depth analysis at this tornado warning, just to see what we're dealing with as far as the radar representation. Lots of wind. You see these streamers coming off of these banisters. All right, so let's get parked and get just a better look at this thing. Hey, we got that tornado warning to our southwest. From visually, that line looks like it's about ready to go down there.
Yeah, I see that. Want to head that way?
We're not gonna make it. That definitely looks interesting, though. Let me see. I say we keep dropping southeast to Mount Olive, and then we make the choice whether to drop to Bassfield, Prentice, I say we go to Mount Olive and take another look at it.
Okay.
All right, it's raining a little too hard for me to get my drone up right here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna drop southeast to Mount Olive. It puts us a little bit closer to that tornado warning, but it keeps these northern cells in play in case they decide to go. So that definitely seems like the play. From there, we can drop southwest if we need to Prentice. We can drop southeast to Collins. And then from there, we can drop to Bassfield and get right in this thing's path if we need to. So that is the play. Let's go to Mount Olive. Careful thing you got to do is, if these things are still marginal and they're still not ready to go, and you catch yourself getting too close to this line, but once those forward speeds pick up, they're already not great at 45, but once these things start going 60, you might only have one shot at this thing. So you want to make sure it's going to be, or it has the best shot to be producing a tornado at that time you go to intercept it, or else you take yourself out of the chase. Cleveland, yeah, pretty much. It's probably just going to be stratiform rain, maybe some gusty winds, maybe a severe gust. I can't look at the radar right this second since I'm on the road, but if you're under a severe thunderstorm warning, once that thing clears out, you're good. If you've already had your rain come through and stop, you're probably good. This is weird. Why does it want me to... That's right, it's left. Dang, I should have went left. It's cool, same way. Anyway, we're gonna keep dropping southeast. Hopefully we can get out of this stratiform rain and get the bird up. because that cell down to the south embedded in that line seems to be blowing up. So we got another 10 miles to go. Definitely you can tell a lot closer to that line, there's a lot less stratiform rain. Much more vigorous. Looks like that enhanced velocity couplet has diminished somewhat. Still a strong baroclinic zone, differential heating boundary. So need to watch that closely. You're still under a tornado warning in Macomb. Make sure you take that seriously and make sure you're in your tornado safe place. Just to be safe. I don't see anything confirmed on the ground, but just to be safe, right? That's what tornado warnings are for. It's close enough. Oh, I think I missed a comment real quick. You are absolutely welcome. Hopefully we get out. We're about to encounter a pretty heavy shower. Hopefully once we get out of that, all this really dense stratiform rain, we can go ahead and get rid of that. So you can actually see something. Hey, so we are currently dropping even further southeast. I forgot, I think it's Mount Olive or something Olive. That's the direction we're going. We're going to keep dropping south-southeast. That seems to be where the more favorable dynamics are. We're going to keep the northern ones in play as we drop southeast. That tornado warning is close, but it might just need a little bit longer. The storm's moving as fast as they are. We want to make sure we stay ahead of it. So that's what we're doing right now. Thing with Dixie, once you let it catch you, you won't catch back up. So playing the cards right, being patient storm chasing. So what are we looking at in Boonville? Not much. Some gusty winds, definitely with the non-thunderstorm winds. You're going to be getting a rain blob. I can't. Let me go to the radar. I can take a quick look at it. But if you're getting rained on right now, once this rain clears out, you're good. I appreciate that, James. Woo! There's some CG. That hit something. That'll wake you up a little bit. Phew. Let there be boom. This should be the last bit of the rain shower. Should get out of this in about 5-10 minutes, and hopefully we'll be clear from rain for a little bit. Or at least view obstructing rain. Good news, we got a 4-lane, so we can get out in front of this thing. You are are absolutely welcome. I'm sure James is taking care of you. Wow. Heavy gradient winds right there. Make you feel like a pinball machine. Hey, James, unconfirmed report coming through my earpiece in the Zello. You might want to check on this. In Florence, northwest Alabama, just across, or a little bit, about 30 minutes across Mississippi line on 72 East. There's some unconfirmed reports of power lines down. Live wires is what I'm hearing in my ear. Not sure if that's exactly the case, but it might be something we want to check in. I know we service some people in northwest Alabama. So if you got any update for them, it might be something we're interested in. Something interesting I'm noting, guys, we're starting to get an increase in the CG as we keep pushing further south and east. That warm front might be lifting. We might be getting a little more of that surface-based instability. So we got 4 bar. Oh, there we go. All right, we're out of that heavy band of stratiform rain. See, it's starting to clear up a little bit. Some couple more bubbling storms, but shouldn't be anything we can't get out of quick. We're closing in on Mount Olive. The question is, do we want to go ahead, push to Bassfield, or do we want to go ahead and push to Collins? That is the question. I think we keep pushing southeast towards Seminary and Collins, and then we drop southwest if we like it. We can always turn around and run. We got an escape route southeast once we get to Bassfield. Sounds like a plan. Let me chat now. Sorry if I missed any of your comments. Doing my best to multitask here. Hey, Timothy, if you can hear me loud and clear, we're going to keep on pushing southeast to the next town. I believe that's Collins. But from there, we'll have the option to either keep going southeast or we can drop southwest to Bassfield. So I kind of like the direction we're going. We're staying out ahead of it. The storm doesn't look quite ready to produce. We're getting there, but we're not quite there. Eventually, we're going to have to commit, but I think we got at least another 20-30 minutes before I feel comfortable committing. Not bad, just another 10-minute drive. 10 minutes and we are there. %, driving, right? Welcome to storm chasing. Sorry, I missed your comment right there. Hey, I completely understand. Hey, all it takes is that one storm to come through and create a really bad memory or bad personal experience. Trust me, no one understands that better than us. So we sympathize with you. Just know we're always going to be here for you, and doing our best we can to keep you informed. What we might end up doing is we might go ahead and get to Collins and then just kind of wait it out. We're pretty far ahead of the line right now, not close enough to get a good drone shot, probably a good 20 miles away from the line. So we might let this line gain a little bit of steam. Most models have this line somewhat intensifying as it continued east. Let's take a look at it with the other radar. It's hard to tell if that thing's on the ground or not. Some upticks in velocities, nothing screaming at me telling me it's on the ground on that tornado warning back near I-55. So, we're going to take it good with it. It's good news. Nothing is confirmed on the ground at this moment. At least to my knowledge. But I think the game plan, we're going to get down here to Collins, take a little pit stop, let the line gain us a little bit. Looks like that cell is trying to dominate a little bit as it pushes out. That McComb cell is crossing over I-55 right now. Ooh, heavy on the rain. Are developing down to us. Pretty good signal. I sure am hogging the left lane on it. It's not very nice of me. Go ahead and get over. Appreciate you if you've been sticking with us this long. I know you're in and out. Everybody's got their lives to live. But if you've been in here at any point in the night, I want to say I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to send those stars in if you're watching on Facebook, or hit the like, or if you're on YouTube. Like, subscribe, help support what I do, help support what the team does. We couldn't do this without you guys giving us your support. We deeply appreciate it. And we want to be able to continue to do this for y'all for the foreseeable future. On the bright side, Well, actually, I don't think we got any sky cams over here. But that line should be approaching eastern Mississippi, where we got a good bit of our sky cams located. Looks like they might let that tornado warning down south expire, at least for the time being. I will say though, over the last 30 minutes, the orientation of this line has definitely improved as far as tornado wise. A lot more laminar. You got a lot stronger of a baroclinic zone, which is just a differential heating boundary. You know, you got inflow on one side, pulling in warm moist air. You have rear flank downdraft on the other side, wrapping cool air. So you get that clashing of boundaries. And that usually tends to indicate some stretching of the vorticity, some spin, indicates some spin. We've had that one cell near Macomb trying to do that. I don't think it ever got around to doing it, but it lets us know that the environment's definitely getting better as we go into 3:30, 4 p.m. peak heating in the day. We're going to get our best thermodynamics. So we should be closing in. We're going to be closing in pretty quickly on Collins here. We are in line as this thing tracks east-northeast to get in the path of this thing if it decides to go within the next 30 minutes. So I think we're going to hole up in Collins and Seminary. I don't think we have a northeast option, but I think we have an east option to so-so. I can't tell. It's hard because of the rain if we have a northeast option. James, can we get that guy out of here? Anyway, back to the line. If that cell decides to go again, we're in perfect position down the road to give it an intercept if we decide to commit to it. Perhaps a little bit more of an embedded structure, possibly up to the north. Hard to tell if moisture is getting up that far. Decisions. We're getting close to decision time. You know, at some point you got to stop driving. At some point you got to commit. So we may be not quite there, but we're getting closer to that time to commit, to get in front of a storm. Looks like we're entering the city limits of Collins, so we're going to go ahead and get pulled over here and see what these storms are doing. Much better look at them. West option right there, if we want it. Alright. The question is, do we order some McDonald's? It's a really good question. Now, storm chasing, you eat a lot of McDonald's, you save up a lot of points. I might be feeling a little frisky. Spend some of these points I've been saving up. regardless, let's go ahead and get pulled over. Looks to be a good parking area out here all by itself, so we can make a decision. Let's pull it around. Let's go ahead and get parked over here. Beautiful. Alright, let's take an in-depth look at the radar. So some more stratiform rain, nothing too crazy going on over us. Looks like some warm air advection storms. Let's see. Let's get on this closer radar, see how it looks. That storm to the south is certainly taking on somewhat of a cellular structure still. Still got that tornado warning on it. Let's see when that expires. Expires in 15 minutes, so it's still ongoing as far as the warning is concerned. Still definitely a velocity signature. Nothing obvious on correlation coefficient, so nothing on the ground down there with that warning. Make sure you're still taking shelter if you're in that warning box. Let's see. Storm to the south does not seem like it's ready to, I'm sorry, to the north. Let's go back to the Jackson radar. Still got ways to go over there. Although it is a sharp boundary. I think the game plan here, guys, let me see how far I am. I definitely think the game plan, we are 35 miles away from the northern portion and the southwest portion, I think, but roughly the same. Ooh, gotta say, looks like some inflow is ramping up, at least from the Jackson radar. You can tell far away. Let me switch back to the... Yeah, that storm that's crossing the I-55 corridor, that cell right there, definitely makes me wonder if they won't extend that warning. Some people right up close. Let's see who's over there. Tanya. Corey Gherkin is on that storm. If you want to go get a look at it, you might be able to, James, you might be able to, on a side screen, pull up Corey Gherkin's feed, see if he had anything on it. Definitely looks like an RFD surge. Some intense inflow. I think that's going to be our storm, guys. Get a good look at storm motion. Due northeast, it's trying to turn right just a little bit, surprisingly. Even though that squall line is just so strong. Guys, I think that's going to be our storm of the day. It's going to have the best shot. Part of me just wants to go ahead and drop to Bassfield if we got the route. I don't think we have the route. Well, yeah, we do. We'd have to drop west and then south. 35 miles. We got about 45 minutes-ish. Let my chaser partner know. I think that storm's going to be storm of the day. It's got the best look to it. It's
the one that's headed straight toward us?
Basically, yeah. We got a while, though. We got about 30 minutes or so. Give it time to mature a little bit more. That warm air is still streaming.
Yeah, I saw that on radar, and I'm like, we might actually be in the prime position right here in Collins to intercept it.
Yeah. If we wanted to, we could probably drop southwest to Bassfield. If it looks like it's going to do it now, if it starts to get that look to it, we always have that choice to drop southwest. And then from Bassfield, you have a south option, you have a west option, you have a southeast option. You have a lot of escape routes.
Oh, crap. Did you see if that rotation is tightening way up?
It's still
that
pretty...
latest scan, did you see the latest scan?
345 is my last scan.
Look at 347. If it'll update. Or here. I'll just bring it over. Look at that. Look how tight that is.
Yeah, it's definitely a pretty tight gradient. You can definitely see an RFD surge.
Yeah.
Need those inflows to strengthen. What radar are you looking on, Jackson? Yeah, you're on Jackson. Okay. Which we are a little bit farther away. So you're sampling a little higher. So you might be sampling some of those low-level jet winds too. But definitely does look like a strengthening velocity couplet, at least from that radar. If you go to KHDC, it looks a little less broad, or less tight, I mean, which is a little closer to the radar site. Definitely need to watch it. I'd be surprised if they don't extend that warning, just to be safe. All right. Dang, we do not have a... We have a west and then south option, but we do not have a southwest option. Bassfield. I think the move is to hold what we got, at least for a moment.
Just a little to the west of Bassfield and Collins. And we're watching a storm that's currently warned. The rotation on that is tightening way up.
Yes. Can't tell. Let me check chat, see if they've extended it. It might be late on my end. Is this some lightning?
I think it might be us. The way that rotation is tightening up.
Yep. See, that's the original. Watching phone segment. Jackson says they'll extend that warning if it continues to look good at the end of that box's life cycle. So that's 8 minutes. Great call. I appreciate that. Good enough.
I mean, it might be storm of the day, so I kind of expected everyone to converge on that cell.
A lot of warm air advection cells feeding up into that thing. That's going to be a mess to intercept. Let's see what road network we like. All right, let's let it get just a little bit closer so we can really lock down its track.
Yeah.
Because here, if we don't think it's ready yet, we can blast east to Laurel.
Yeah, it's currently a good 60 miles away right now.
60? Let's see. Yeah, okay, it is. It's about 50. At least in the storm motion, so we got a while. You know what that sounds like to me?
What?
Some chicken McNuggets. I'm gonna go over there and get some nuggets real quick.
Alright.
Plenty of time, plenty of time. What can I say? Storm Chaser needs fuel. Hope they have a curbside. Oh, no. I thought this was a way around. Boo. Okay. Let's go ahead and cut a circle right here. So for those of you who are just joining us, we are currently, let's see, where are we, actually? We are in Collins, southeast of Mount Olive, just to the north of Seminary. And we are currently watching this cell, previously tornado warned, might get extended, but moving to its northeast. We're pretty far away from it, right? We're about 50 miles, but we're not quite sold on if this thing is ready to go or yet. And the thing is, if it's not ready to go and we go get in front of it and it doesn't produce, that thing's moving 45, 50 miles per hour. And depending on road network, which is out of our control, we may or may not have another opportunity at it. So we want to make sure in Dixie, or the southeast basically, you just want to make sure you're playing your cards right, you're being patient, you're watching how the atmosphere unfolds. And that'll give us our best shot of showing you a tornado. Hopefully a tornado does not form, but if it does, that'll give us our best chance. In a roundabout way, it kind of helps us work backwards, right? So it kind of helps us show you while we're chasing the most favorable corridor, kind of walking through that with you. And in the meantime, giving you eyes on the ground once we get there. Right. But right now, we got about 40 minutes until this storm gets here. It's time for a daggum nugget break. If they have a curbside. Please have a curbside. It's McDonald's. It's got to have a curbside, right? No. Yeah, there it is. Okay. It's usually right here to the right, but it's all the way on the other end. Cool. Go right here. Just like that. Hope I didn't cut that guy off. Alright, no, we're good. Seems to be growing a little upscale. Wow, what a scatter spike. Wonder what that thing's hitting. Nothing obvious on debris ball. Or debris, I should say, correlation coefficient. Nothing obvious there. Velocity is still broad at best, which is great. Strong winds definitely coming into the storm. Let's sample that. Wow. Alright, McDonald's. No. No, I don't want that. Show me the deals. Let's do that. Do I spend the points, Chad, or do I save them? I think we save them. doing on high quality liquids. Okay, we need a drink. If you're just now joining us, we're taking a little bit of a lunch break, dinner break, whatever you want to call it. Seems like we're dropping frames. Not sure what that is. Oh, yes. Number 2. While we're out in front of this thing, I think we got a little bit of time before this thing goes. Beautiful. Got our food ordered. Turn up that AC. It's starting to get warm. Wow. Right. Let me see. Yes, yes, yes. Say that again. Hold up. What do you mean by that? We're good. It's just some extra stratiform rain on the forward flank of it. We probably need to drop southeast. I mean, it's going to suck to drive through, but it's nothing out of the way. The interesting part of the storm is still about 40-ish, 35 miles to the southwest. Get a good projection on this thing. go ahead and send this picture in the chat so they can see what I'm talking about. Worse than it is. Yeah, worst case scenario, if we need to drop south a little bit, we can just head to Seminary, catch it in between there. We're in a pretty good spot. Buer. Buer on it. Might be just about time. Whoa. No, okay, that's not pretty. Okay. Cool. Alright, so that storm now has a tornado warning. New tornado warning. See these winds starting to pick up. It's definitely our most intense storm of the day on the Mississippi side. Strengthening velocity couplet. Let me go ahead and get my track down real quick so I know where to put us. I have not. Still waiting. Should be out momentarily. Just want to go ahead and let you know in advance, big dog, this is going to be a sketchy one to get in front of. That forward flank precipitation is going to make it nearly impossible to see, at least distance. So we're going to have to make sure we get our track right and get set up right where we think it's going to go and have our escape route ready. about to have to leave this here. Get a refund later. Certainly strong inflow. It seems to be struggling to surge the rear flank. Seems to be growing upscale. It's such strong inflow though. Alright, well, I actually don't think we're in a bad spot right here. Thankfully, the rotation seems to be pretty broad at the moment. It's too wet for me to get my drone up. Alright, I guess I'm just gonna have to go in here and get it. I don't know, obviously. It's raining like hell out here. I'm just going and get it. I'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, I am back. Finally got my food. They're a little busy in there. Shout out to all the fast food workers who work so hard. Let's go. Awesome. Yeah, so we are right in front of that severe thunderstorm warning. 14 south of Monticello. All right, I'll take a look at that real quick. I was taking a look at the tornado warning storm. Appreciate that heads up. Monticello. Yeah, that's our, I believe that's our tornado warning. We are right in line where we're at if we hold what we got to be able to see what's on this storm. Might have to drop just oh my lord. Oh me. Jeez, that's so funny. Sorry, there sent something in the Zello chat. It was pretty funny. Alright. We're right on track. I think we're good where we're at.
Okay.
If we have to, we'll drop southeast.
Sounds good.
But we're good. I'm gonna roll this window up for the moment. Yes. Nice lightning. Look at that. Appreciate you looking out for me, Stormy Sound. Looks to be possibly wrapping back up. Perhaps we could drop to Seminary. It probably wouldn't be a bad move to play in between. Take a look. We're losing a little bit of that stronger rotation signature. But it might be just we're getting closer to the radar. It might, honest to God, need a little more time. It's very possible. It's going to be heavily raining for the next little bit. And I think we're in a pretty good spot. Some more spotters over here. Who's that? Stephen McClory. Don't know who you are, but good luck to you. Michael Yurovchek. Good luck to you, sir. You are in Collins with us. But yeah, by my calculations, this definitely seems to be the storm of the day. This seems to be the storm of the day. It's got the best chance to do both, or have the best of both worlds as far. So funny. Down forward. Go handle your business. Woo!
And the saddest part, Val stopped recording 3 seconds before she wrecked the dirt bike, dude. Like, and it was hilarious. It was hilarious, dude.
Why are we connected?
Dang it, Val.
Here we go. Sorry about that, guys. Accidentally connected to my Bluetooth. Alright, while we're waiting on this storm, we're going to get some energy in me. if anything, we'll have to drop southeast to the seminary area. Dang, it's always Bassfield, isn't it? If you're on Bassfield or Prentice, or you know somebody in those areas, make sure you're getting them to a safe place. I can't confirm anything's on the ground, and to be honest, the rotation's letting up just a little bit, but you are under a tornado warning. It's the most favorable storm probably in the state right now. Northeast at 40, huh? Kind of expected these things to be booking it a little more. Well, regardless, we're going to get a look at this circulation when it comes through. At least to my knowledge, I don't think we've had a confirmed tornado in Mississippi yet. Woo! Definitely an uptick of CG on the forward flank of this storm. This poor kid, he's terrified. You good? I still like where we're at. That might change in 5 minutes.
Okay.
But, as I said, if we gotta go somewhere, we're going southeast.
Yeah.
It's a straight shot. What I do want to do is go to that gas station over there here in a minute.
Okay.
Once we get into the clear air. I might be able to get my drone up.
Doesn't seem that windy right now.
Well, it's the rain. It's a little too much rain.
Yeah.
It's not waterproof. You can do a little, like it can take some sprinkles, but not this.
That lightning out in front is definitely promising.
It is.
Seeing all this lightning.
A lot of CG. 20 miles away. We are going to go ahead and shoot to this gas station across the street so we can get a southwest view. Play in the rain. Alright. So if there's a spot we can sit. Okay, facing south. Our escape route is directly in front of us. Alright. Well, wait a minute. That's the wrong south. That's what we're looking for. Nah, I don't like this view. So fucking drive around. Okay, now this is something. Hold on. I'm so fucking freaking stupid. Which way am I pointing, daggone it? So that's... Yeah. I'm just dumb. Okay. Makes a lot more sense. So this is southwest. Yes. Yes. Okay. I'm an idiot. So I'm looking due south. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm looking southwest. Luckily if we got a tornado, which I don't think we do, but the rotation is going to come into our screen, directly onto our screen. Yeah, we're growing upscale pretty quickly. Well, alright, this is the commit. If it ain't done it this far, it's gonna be hard. Looks like they cut off that severe warning at Bassfield. They're going to allow that, or that tornado warning. If you're in Prentice or Bassfield, definitely still take cover until that warning is allowed to expire. 27 minutes from now, but luckily that seems to be trending in the right way. Definitely some lower level clouds here. Low enough bases. Or at least clouds that are streaming in. Yeah, I think we're gonna be in perfect position right here. Eventually. 4:30. Thing is on the ground. It's losing its inflow, man. I need to be even further north. I'll be occluding and cycling. I think this is a pretty good. I could probably get away with getting on the highway and pulling over. But here's the circulation. It'll be here in, let's do a mileage check. See how far this thing is. About 20 miles. If it's not raining too bad when we get down to about 5, let's see if I can get my drone up and take a look at it. To be honest, I think never mind. I need to get out of these people's way. There's a better place to sit. I like how wide open it is right here. See if we can find somewhere better. Maybe the other side of town. Maybe this Hardee's, huh? How about this Hardee's? Let's use our brains right here. Alright, Bubba. Come on. Jesus. This is the most active road in the town. Alright, we're just gonna go. Alright. Which way do I want to point? Do I want to... I think I want to point right here. Oh yeah. This is much better. Yeah. Beautiful. Man, that velocity signature just fell apart. There's one to the south that's not horrible. That's so far away on radar. Let's see what it looks on Hammond. Not great. I mean, it's really flat. I'm sure it's something. We're struggling here to produce tornadoes, which is an incredible thing, thankfully. Man. The rotation's pretty much dead, but it's kind of cooked. The whole event. We can watch the rotation, or at least what it was, come through. It'll be pointed that direction. It'll be from that way to this way. It might be a little further that way, but this general from that way to this way. Ooh. I think I'm liking where we're at in this event as far as a significant impact type thing goes. It's good to see that it doesn't seem that we're going to realize the ceiling of this type of environment. So I don't think it's even worth pursuing south and east, to be honest. You see a little swirly bird action in there. Definitely, we're going to be on the closest thing to a couplet. You can see some lower cloud bases over there. We're starting to get a little closer. About 15 miles away. You can see the forward flank of that base starting to come into view. No, once this main line of thunderstorms comes through, you're pretty much done. There's not going to be any ingredients left after this line passes for there to be any more severe weather. So once you get your taste of the line, once it moves out of your area, that's pretty much it. All right. Where did I turn? I'm facing south. Let me double check. I'm facing south. Tell you what, it's gonna miss us. It's not gonna miss us to the south. It's going to miss us to the east. Our initial projections were off. So, whatever shall we do? We shall move east to right here. Yes. Oh boy, it looks pretty bad, if I'm being honest. Bad is good. This thing's kind of taking a turn right as it got to our area. The velocity signature is pretty much non-existent at this point. No debris anywhere I can see. And it's going to be heavy precipitation. There we go. So, we should get a good look at what was once a circulation. See if I can zoom out. You're a wide shot. Yeah, okay. All right. Not seeing anything super obvious. We're looking right at what would be the circulation. Still about, it's about 8 miles away, 10 miles away, 12 miles away. Well, we're 4 minutes behind, so we're probably about 8 miles away. Yep. Should have a front row view when this thing decides to come through. It's not too far away. Even the RFD bulge is starting to cut back in. Oh, here we go. There's the front side of the base. Yep, coming into view should be the forward flank. Beautiful. Do I even want to get my camera out in this mess? I really don't think I do. Double checking. Now we are under a severe thunderstorm warning where I'm at right now. 60 mile per hour winds. There is a tornado possible tag on it, which, although there is that tag on it, I'm not seeing much in the form of the original rotation. But it's on its way. Moving slowly, a lot slower than I expected. It's moving really slow. You're seeing the forward flank of the supercell. Let me see if I can point it out. Let's see. Right over there you can see the leading edge. That's your precipitation base right there. Coming in a lot slower. To me, at least, it looks a little bit less than 45. Looks somewhere in the 40 range. On its way. On the way, on the way. Well, we're giving it every opportunity, which is a great thing it hasn't produced. Yeah, this is going to be a real rainy, jumbled mess in here. But we should be centered right on the, at least the old circulation. Nice. Nothing much in the way of rotation still as it approaches. Do we want to track this thing a little closer? I think why not? Talatone. So at the south. It's doing the same thing this thing did. Golly.
This rain is absolutely brutal.
Brian and Fingers down there on that one in Tylertown. I think it's just cut off the inflow. Too much rain on the cell we're on. There's some loose broad rotation, but it ain't. We ain't close. We ain't close. Alright, I'm gonna give this thing one more scan, and if it doesn't push east, we're gonna go a little bit north. Because why not? Boom. Hey, if I got anything out of this, it's some good lightning. Yeah, we need to push northeast. Hey, we're gonna push a little north. Yeah. Because why not? Why not? If you're gonna do something, do it all the way, right? We're gonna go a little bit north, get a little more directly in the path of the couplet. Hold on now. Alright, so this is how you do that. Alright. RFD wins. Tell that bulging RFD. This is just such a mess. Buddy, I can't tell if you're going or you're not. Circulation, sir. Circ. I mean, nothing is screaming at me that, hey, there was a circulation here. It's hard to even pick out cloud structure with all that stratiform rain. Yeah, I heard about that, Donnie. I heard about that damage. I'm sorry that happened to your community, buddy. You know, having a tornado come through is never good. It's never good. I wish your community a healthy recovery. I hope that everybody's okay. Yeah, they were moving fast, man. That was one of the biggest concerns with this system, is just how fast these things were moving. Let's go ahead and get forward. Brakes, blinkers, all the safeties. But what do we see? Nothing. Yeah, I gotta be honest. This is, we're intercepting what's left of this post circulation, but it's looking like things are gonna be kept pretty under wraps, at least on the Mississippi side. So, if nothing screams at me in the next 5-10 minutes to get somewhere, I'm probably gonna go ahead and start heading home. Oh, here's the circulation. It's right in front of us. Passing directly over us. And what do we get? Nothing. Strong RFD though. That's still inflow. Might not have crossed the road yet. And here it goes. Nothing crazy. Just a bunch of rain. More intense rain over there. Not even an RFD surge. Should cross right in front of us. It's crossing right now. That's what that darkened, that little darker shade over there must be the heavy rain bands. Or the RFD that's pushing the rain bands. Wow, I hate to hear that about Brad Arnold. He's a really good chaser, a really good guy. I'll be sure to be careful. Appreciate you. Well, wait, is this it to my left? Feels like RFD. That might be it right there. Yeah, it's crossing the road right in front of us. Oh, wow. I think I got the post remnants close left. Yeah. A whole bunch of shear up there. Bunch of scud. Bunch of scud. Boo scud. Alright. Well, that was the circulation that just passed practically directly over us. We've got a lot of heavy rain to our backside. Alright. Hey. You know, unfortunately, I didn't get to show you a tornado today, but thankfully, I didn't get to show you a tornado today. So, that's a good thing. Let me go ahead and talk to the guys. Hey, buddy, that circulation just passed directly over us. It was really loose. It was nothing to scoff at. Really disorganized. It was low to the ground, a lot of scud, but I just don't think they're going to be able to do it in Mississippi soon. From this point, I think I'm gonna go ahead and start the trek home. We don't really have any northeast options, so it's really just getting to the storm to get to driving. So, appreciate you coming along with me. Hopefully, we can do this again. I can show you some more things. Here comes the RFD. Ooh, RFD. Last time I had RFD, I was just getting hit by a tornado. You know, overall, I'd consider this a successful chase. You know, you learned some, you got a little bit better about navigating Dixie. I feel like I played it right. It's not that I missed a tornado. You know, there's the environment just wasn't primed for it. You know, it just could never overcome that hump. If this were early April thermodynamics, it'd probably be a completely different story. But it seems for the most part, you know, the widespread, significant, severe doesn't seem to be taking place, at least in the tornado wise. I say that as I'm getting slammed by severe winds. Woo! Severe storm. Whee! Pretty intense RFD. Yep. So this is what we call straight line damaging winds. And see, a little trick, storm chaser, you might think I'm an idiot sitting here. The winds are blowing from west to east. I'm on the right side of the road over here. If a tree blows down on my left, it's going to fall over the other side of the road. If they fall on my right, they're going to fall in the direction away from the road. So it's just about putting yourself in situations. Sometimes I sit in the median if it's not a highly populated area, especially if it's at night and there's not a lot of traffic. Sometimes I'll sit in the median to keep myself from being in that bad situation. But I think in this situation, this is sufficient. Appreciate you guys watching. Our page, especially in North Mississippi Storm Chasers, is apolitical. All we care about is the weather and how it affects the people in our areas, you know, how it affects the people we serve. So you're not going to see me or anybody else on this page have a political stake, especially on this page. Really intense RFD over here. Just straight line damaging winds in general. Let's see what I can sample on the backside. Super intense. I honestly don't really like where I'm at. I got a little bit off the road. Let me get over a little bit. I don't trust you. But yeah, if you came here looking for tornadoes, man, I'm sorry I couldn't get you a tornado today. But no, overarching theme is it's for the better. But I'll go ahead and take this opportunity. I'll stay streaming for just a little bit longer as these severe gusts continue to go through. If you enjoyed this, if you enjoy what we do, both on my page and our main team page, go ahead and give us a like, give us a follow, give us a subscribe. It helps us all. It helps us all, continue to do what we do. The more we grow, the more tools we can get to better serve you. So, we enjoy doing this. It's our passion. Weather is our passion. All of us do it practically for free. You spend your own money to come out here and chase, just to do it for the love of the weather, and not only that, but to help the people in your community stay better prepared. So that's what it's all about at the end of the day. And it's been an absolute pleasure spending the last 3 hours with you. All right. Seems like we're getting out of the worst of it. So, I think we go to Starkville. Guys, do I go to New Orleans and get some shrimp? I mean, I'm a lot closer to New Orleans than I am home. It's a pretty bad idea, isn't it? Ooh. Anyway, let's see. I will say, with that storm that just came through, it's got a really strong RFD gust front. Looks like somewhat of an outflow boundary. Seems to be pushing off. It's packing definitely a punch. Could be a focus point for some severe winds in the short-coming future off to the east. Especially Soso, Laurel, Ellisville, Sandersville, Heidelberg, Bay Springs, even down as far as Waynesboro, Rickton, places like that. Y'all need to be ready for some at least strong to maybe severe damaging winds coming through. And keep an eye out. Just because I'm behind the line doesn't mean these things can't produce tornadoes. We've been we've been blessed so far this evening to not have that be the case. So I think I'm going to go ahead and end the stream right here where we're at, right at 3 hours. I think it was a good stream. I think it was a good first full stream for me. Hopefully I can continue doing this for y'all in the future. As I said, like, share it, subscribe, whichever platform you're on. I promise you we appreciate it, and I promise you it's not unheard. So, it's been my pleasure serving y'all tonight. Hopefully I won't see y'all again real soon, but inevitably when I do, we'll be there for you before, during, and after the storm. Alright guys, y'all take care, stay safe, pay attention to warnings, and y'all have a great night.